Welcome to day 19 of Zero to Launch. Today's focus is on direct messages. So yesterday, you launched your offer into the world. It's now live. Today, it's about the follow-up. With the call to action, you called out your ideal target clients with the problem you solve for them. And you asked them to put their hand up if they're interested to find out more. So what do you do when they put their hand up? And that's the focus of today. And we're going to respond to the people who put their hand up through direct messaging. Why is this important? We are living in the age of smartphones, and sending direct messages or DMs is just easier, isn't it? You can send it. You don't have that pressure people don't have the pressure to answer the message straight away, and they can take the time to get back to you. So in general, the DMs, it just makes it easier and potentially psychologically safer for your target clients. The other principle is serve in public and sell in private. What does this mean? Serve in public means you are giving value in the public arena where people are seeing you. So this is on the social media platform, but it can be any sort of platform. Sell in private means when you are doing the pitch for your target clients to buy your offer, you don't do it in the public arena. You do it one-to-one, and you do it in private. Nobody else can see the contents of the conversation. So what does this do? It actually makes it, again, safer for your target audience. But secondly, you can tailor your conversation to the people that you're talking to. So you can come up with a more tailored solution for their problems. You're going to give them a better solution. So you put out your call to action post. You got a few people who have reacted to your posts, and they have commented that they want to find out more. What do you do next? Well, you don't go in there and start hitting them with sales pitches from the get-go, right? Because when they say, I'm interested, it doesn't mean send me to your sales page, send me to the payment page. No, they're saying, please tell me more. So you got to take it step by step, build the relationship first, get to know them, and then make the sale. So what we're going to cover today is the direct messaging or the DM script. What should you do with the people who have reacted and commented on your call to action posts? So the first thing is you want to respond to them as quickly as possible. Don't leave it too late because they may lose interest or they forget. So don't procrastinate. If you can do it today, just do it. And what you're going to do is to guide them through a confident, a grounded, and non-pushy chat-based sales process. Remember, your job is not to convince them. In fact, you're going to be auditioning them. Just like when you have a play or a film or movie, you have the actors auditioning and the producers and the directors make a decision on who they're going to choose. And what you're going to do in this sales process, you are going to flip the script so that you, as the seller, auditions the buyer. This energy shift is very important because it turns you away from being a pushy salesperson to somebody who is magnetic and attracts. It is important because it filters out the people who are either not suitable for your offer or they do not align with you. So you'd rather not work with them. So it puts you in control who you want to work with. So I haven't included the script in the email, so I'll quickly walk you through the script. So the first part is opening a conversation. You're introducing yourself and you just say, hey, appreciate you putting up your hand to my post for my new offer. Are you still keen to know more? See, this is the first part, or we know as qualification. Did they actually want to know more? Because if they don't want to know more, then you just stop the conversation. Right? There's no point trying to convince them. If they say yes, then you remind them. You go back into your elevator pitch where you say, great, this program is designed to help people with problem to go from pain to promise using your process. So your elevator pitch. You are not trying to explain everything about the program here. You are just reminding them using the elevator pitch why they should be paying attention. Then you switch to telling them that you got good response. So for example, I already had 10 people respond to this post. I want to make sure the people that I choose is going to be a good fit. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Again, it's seeking permission. And usually they say yes, right? And by saying this means that you introduce a bit of scarcity into the conversation. So they say, yes, sure, you can ask a few questions. The first question you ask is going to be, what is the biggest challenge you're facing now that you'd like to be coached on? So this has two parts. One is research for you. You get to confirm, is this actually a problem for them? And you hear their problem, their pain from their own voice and point of view. Second thing, because they have the chance to talk, it makes them feel heard and listened to. And it builds rapport. They could be thinking, oh, this person's really good. He's really listening to what my problem. They're not just trying to sell me anything. And they really try to understand my problem. And I think they could really add value here. So once they talk about their challenge, you will want to repeat back to them to make sure that you understand what they're talking about. So the next question you want to ask is test their commitment on solving this problem. So a question you could ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being very, very committed, 1 not at all, how would you rate your commitment to getting this problem solved? And if they say anything less than a 10, I like to follow up with a question that says, okay, what would make this problem a priority 10 for you? So you want to find out what is the gap. When does it become a top priority where they are 10 out of 10 committed to getting this problem solved? Again, it can unearth quite a lot of information about your target client. So they are committed, 10 out of 10. The next thing you want to ask them is, on a scale to 1 to 10, how coachable are you? Coachable means how open are they to getting feedback, trying new things to get their problem solved. The worst thing for a coach is somebody who is closed-minded, somebody who just argues against everything you're trying to do to help them. You don't want to work with people like that. So it's very good that you ask this question to screen out those people. And again, if they answer anything less than a 10, you ask the question, what will make you 10 out of 10 coachable? What needs to happen? And when you ask this question, you get to understand what are their learning styles, what are their concerns, maybe it's the time, maybe it's whatever. Let's get all the issues out. And we want to confirm that they are 10 out of 10 coachable, then they are open to what you have to teach them, and they're more likely to get the outcome that they want. So you confirm that they are committed and they are coachable. The next thing is to see whether they are ready to do the work. At this stage, I will tell them a little bit more about the program. So you could say, this program starts next week, in 2 weeks, and it runs for 30 days, and we meet on, we have live coaching calls on these days in a group. We can schedule in one-on-one, whatever. However your program is set up, you let them know. This is about getting them to confirm and commit to the time. So after that, you say, oh, we kick off next week, 2 weeks from now. Are you ready to go? Great. So when you have all those things ticked off, yes, you confirm that the challenge is, you confirm their problem is, you confirm your understanding of their problem. 2, you confirm their commitment to solving this problem, 10 out of 10. Number 3, you confirm their coachability, they're open-minded to what you have to teach them, 10 out of 10. And you confirm they're ready to go on these dates. Next, you can say, I'm only have 3 spots available. So is it okay if I review and talk to the rest of the people who have responded, and I'll get back to you in a couple of days? So usually, yeah, fine. Great talking to you. I'll be in touch. So that's the end of the first part of the DM sequence. The next thing is you may have to wait a couple of days. Tomorrow you're going to do another post to try to get more people in. You're going to do a video post. So what I'm going to talk about will come after that. After the next 2 days, we'll have another 2 more days to try to get more people to respond. So at the end of all of that period, you have spoken to people. Hopefully you get around 20 people, a good solid number you can choose from. Then you choose the 3 people. The next part of the DM is you go back to the successful people and you say, congratulations, you're in, you got one of the spots, you are a good fit for the program. Usually there's a bit of back and forth. Then the next thing is you introduce this idea of a commitment fee. What is a commitment fee? Yes, the coaching is free, but we need to have skin in the game in order to keep our motivation up and actually push through the difficult times that's going to come up in the coaching program. If it was easy, they would have solved this problem already. They're going to face some difficulty. And if they don't have skin in the game, they're just going to give up. So I introduced this idea of a commitment fee where they pay to get accepted into the program. And if they successfully turn up to all the coaching calls and the live coaching calls, they'll get refunded when the program ends. So it's here I introduced this idea. I have this commitment fee. It is actually for you because I want you to get this outcome. And for you to get this outcome, you need to have skin in the game. So is it okay for you to pay this commitment fee so that you show up to all the calls, and then when you finish it, I will refund it to you? Is that okay? I haven't had any problem with this commitment fee in the launches that I've done. So I don't expect you would either. In fact, if people do have a commitment fee, you'll just stop and have a conversation why it is. And if they refuse to pay the commitment fee, then let's make it very easy. You say, well, it doesn't seem like you're very committed to this. Yeah, I don't care what the commitment fee. Sometimes it may be a problem for people to pay. In this case, you should think about whether they are financial people. Are they the right people that you should be targeting? But I usually charge like $200 as a commitment fee. But for some people who have financial issues, then I'm okay to bring it down. As long as they pay something, they have some skin in the game. That's the most important part. When they have skin in the game, they're going to show up. And when they show up, they're going to get the learning. And when they get the learning, they're going to get the transformation. This is very important. So next, you send them the payment link and say, hey, here's the payment link. This is how you pay. When you're done, let me know. And I will send you the booking link, hopefully from a Calendly, for you to book in the onboarding call. So that is the whole DM process. And I've laid it out in the email, so go for it. I've also addressed some of the frequently asked questions. Should you go free plus commitment fee, or should you just charge something? But you need to make it irresistible, so you give it a big discount, maybe 80 or 90% off. Either way will work as long as you collect something from them. I'm now leaning more towards getting them to pay first up, because that is a true indication whether you have a product people will actually pay for. So yeah, up to you. You can choose. Either or is fine. The other thing is, what if I have more people than there are available spots? That's a good problem to have, to get more people than you have spots for. I would just give it all to them, because when you're starting out with your offer, you're still trying to get good at delivering what you say you're going to do. You want to be able to actually deliver transformation. And the other thing you want to get is testimonials. So the more you can do, the better. And what we're going to do at the end of this first offer is that we're going to pitch them to work with us for a longer time. So that is actually the price. You work with them maybe for free or for a big discount off. And then at the end of it, you make them another offer to work with you because you have delivered that transformation for them. Okay, so good problem to have, more than you have available. So I'll sign them all up. And of course, the other question is about, what's the product that you sell? I want to clarify that when you are doing this CTA, when you make the post, you don't actually tell them what product you are selling. You are actually have the freedom to decide what you sell in this CTA offer. I recommend that you do a scaled down version of your product or your coaching program. Reduce it to, especially if you're doing it for free, you don't want to do it too long. Reduce it to like 7 days or 14 days. Deliver part of your framework and solve one problem. You want to have quick wins. You don't want to drag it out too long. You just want to deliver something quick, 14 days, get them to experience who you are, deliver transformation and say, wow, this is great. Collect a testimonial and then pitch them to work with you further to get to the next stages. So that is your plan for day 19. Follow up on all the people who have engaged, that have reacted, that have commented, that they're interested, that have put their hand up, and take them through this messaging. I've mentioned it, this is something you'll do for the next few days during the rocket launch period. So as you get people engaged, take them through this sequence. The next 2 days, we're going to do 2 more pieces of content on social media to get more people into this offer. So we'll see you back then for day 20.